welcome to the get started video for homework 5. So we are here on the GitHub for Swart CS homework 5 F25. So as we did in the previous homeworks, we can simply use this template, create our own repository H25, give it a name, make it private and create our own repository. So once our repository is created, we can simply go ahead and clone it to our own personal devices. Go to the folder and then start the VS Code in it. Okay, so same homework structure. We have a React code here where we have bunch of files in the src folder, components, main app.tsx and main.tsx, and bunch of tests in test file. So we are going to go ahead and install all the node folders and install. So all the node packages have been installed here, and now we can go ahead and start our particular homework. So it is running at localhost 5173. So yeah, this is how our homework website looks right now. It is an optimization homework where we have 4 challenges listed out for us, where one of the challenges is for use memo, the second challenge is for web worker, the third one for a large contact list with where use callback is to be used, and the fourth one being list virtualization. So you would notice here that there are certain lags happening here in all the pages, where we can see that like in this one, when we particularly go to other page and come back to challenge 4, it takes certain seconds for the page to load up because of such a long list, and that is what we need to solve using list virtualization. Even if we go and search here, it would take a couple of seconds for it to get loaded. Similarly, in challenge 3 we have the long list where we need to resolve these issues with lot of console logs being printed even if we click on, like, let's say toggle status. Now use callback needs to be used so that this particular row gets logged here in the console logs. Then the second in the challenge 2 we have is that when we go ahead and try to count lot of prime numbers till a certain amount, let's say 10 million. Now what happens is that let's say we count up to like 30 million and we press this button. This slider stops right here. It works only after a couple of seconds, which is after, let's say, 4 seconds. So that is what we need to implement web worker so that this UI remains responsive. And the first one being use memo, where use memo is used so that only when we click on this, when we change the value here, then only we get the console logs, not because of this button presses we get the console logs. So we can go ahead and see what all test cases are passing here. npm run test. It will take a couple of seconds because some of the tests are very heavy. So yeah, all the 9 test cases are passing, are failing right now. So let's see, go ahead and see in challenge 1 what needs to be done. So we can see the instructions for each challenge here on the web page itself. That we need to implement use memo here, and running heavy computations should only print when the number changes. Okay, so we should link use memo to the input itself. When we go here, okay, we can see that optimize the result here to use the use memo for memoized computations. We go here and we can try here use memo and link it to the input. What is it? Input, and see what happens here. We need to change the function call here and go back to our page. Let's see now. When we change it here, it does print it, but when we press the button now, it doesn't print here. So one of our purpose got solved here, that the calculation is only happening when we press the when we change the input number here, only then the sum of squares would get calculated. But this unrelated button doesn't doesn't let the uh, console log being printed here, or you can say that the heavy computation functions are not being called. So one of our purpose got solved here, and we can see here two of our test cases got passed. Which is related to the use memo. Great. Similarly, you can see the challenge 2. You can go and see, you can initialize the web worker based on the to dos here, as well as the instructions mentioned on the web page. Then we have the use callback, and the challenge 4 being the uh, list virtualization. You need to use the test ID that is mentioned here, and a filter logic for all the movies getting filtered based on whatever you're searching in the queries. So then your test cases shall pass, and you should see a difference in the web pages. Like the challenge 4 web page would see less time for loading the page because of the list virtualization. Challenge 3, these console logs would reduce, and on the challenge 2 you would see that the slider would always keep working even if when you're computing the values. So that is the purpose of this homework, where you see the certain optimizations happening across all the 4 pages, and you can use these optimizations in your own React and code up all the challenges for challenge 1, 2, 3 and 4, and show you how the actual running website would be after solving all the challenges. So welcome back everyone. This is how the website would look after all the challenges have been solved. So use memo would behave the same as I showed earlier. After solving the challenges, that increment unrelated counter wouldn't print any console logs. Now when we go ahead with challenge 2 and try to calculate count prime, still like 30 million value, 3 million, 30 million, and then now we see count prime, and still while it is computing we can go ahead and slide it, and even if I go to like 40 million, it would still print, still the slider would be working while your primes are being counted. So you can see that the page remains responsive. And now when I go to challenge 3, initially all the, let's just refresh it to show you that all the contact items have been printed. Good. But now let's go ahead and clear the console. Now when I do toggle status for contact 4, it only prints that particular item. If I do like a ping, it only prints that. It doesn't print the whole contact item list, like up till 1000. So we can see that all this has been optimized here for only that particular row to get to be changed, and not the whole list. Now when we go to challenge 4, we can see how quickly the challenge 4 list was rendered out here because of the list virtualization. Mind you, it has 1 lakh movies, or you can say 100,000 movies, but still it loaded up quickly. Now even if I go ahead and let's say search something here, it should do that quickly now. This is all happening because of the list virtualization that has been applied here, that it is quickly filtering out and showing the required set of movies that one needs. That's it. That's how your working optimized homework website should be. Thank you everyone. Bye.